The views of the guest are that of the guests and do not represent nor reflect the views and opinions of the Lockoutmen channel, the Recruiter Call channel, nor its host. This site content is for entertainment, educational, and informational purposes only.
You know what? Everything's good. God is good. You know what I mean? I'm good, man. I'm out here in Cali right now. Just chilling, man. I'm actually just woke up. I haven't been getting too much sleep because, I've been under, crazy, dealing with SuperEgo. These guys send tow trucks to my truck every day. Police. I got the police sheriff department full guns on me and stuff like that.
Remember, I was like,
You said word from word, like, I don't want nobody pulling up on us talking about, is this truck stolen?
Right.
We just looking for the truck. It was reported missing in this area. That's crazy as fuck.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
Reverse the game in the building. All right, man. So you reached out to me. You have a story. I'm confused on everything that's going on because I'm reading everything in the background. You was assaulted. You got tow trucks. So start off with your story from the top, man. Are you a driver for or a previous driver for a controversial company?
I'm actually a current driver for a controversial company. And I've been here for like 60 days. You know what I mean? Shout out to all my truck drivers across the nation. Shout out to all my truck drivers for the controversial company or any controversial company. Shout out to all y'all because I know y'all got to be going through it. I'm a trooper, man. I'm probably one of the top 1% drivers to ever touch foot in a truck ever in life. You know what I mean? I work every day, 7 days a week, 5 years straight pretty much. You know what I mean? I'm not a SAP driver. I come from making over 130,000 every day locally, you know what I mean, in my hometown. And I gave that up to come to controversial company so I could move around. Came to get a new truck, you know what I mean? So I did the process to get a brand new truck. And from the controversial company, everything, all the steps I needed to do, which everybody knows, I did that, you know what I mean? And I only did it because I needed the freedom to see my children, you know what I'm saying? I got 3 kids, so, I have children, spaced out a little bit. So I gave up, my local job in California, you know what I mean, to start something different, put a couple dollars down so I could move around and try this owner-operator or lease purchase thing out. And when I did that, of course, I went through the process, the steps, was unorganized, but I kind of overlooked everything.
Okay. I guess what I'm going to start off by saying is, bruh, 100K. You literally just said that you gave up a 100K job to come over to one of the controversial companies, black op companies in Illinois, bruh. Why not just save your cheese? Like, you kind of had an inclination of, I want to go ahead and further this. I want to go ahead and get my own truck and all like that. I mean, you came from making that a year. I'm sure you probably could have saved up a little bit. Why not just go that route instead of going to try to lease a truck and try to buy a truck from a company and all like that? Because from what I have seen and heard, for that matter, that nobody haven't concluded a lease purchase from them. That probably somebody, but I haven't came across anybody. So what makes you think you will be different?
Right. I mean, I didn't do too much research. I didn't do too much research when it comes to lease purchase or anything like that. I've done a lot of research now that I've got into the business. But before, I just seen the opportunity of first they said 0 money down for a lease, and then once I called, they said, hey, if you want a new truck, all you got to do is give us 10 to 15,000, whatever, you get a brand new truck. So I'm like, oh shit, are we in the game now? I'm like, okay, I got that, you know what I mean? So we can make it happen. It's nothing, you know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, I get a brand new truck. They like, oh, you can run, you can run how you want to run. So I'm looking at the way I run. Can't nobody run the way I run. Not one I'm in the top 1% guaranteed. So I'm looking at it like, okay, I'm gonna be doing $15,000 to $20,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? So I was already making, $9,500, you know what I mean, or something like that, you know what I mean, off the, you know what I mean, I was already doing my thing, but I was working every day. I was, I was locked into a different type of schedule. I couldn't move around the way I wanted to move around. So when you talk about money, as I learned over, my experience is that the money is not good when you don't got time. You know what I mean? I needed my time. And so my time was more valuable than the money. You know what I mean? The more relationships I built, the stronger I built with my kids, the more I did for people, the more I realized that I needed my time. And so I have I had a 2-year-old that was, in a different state. Then I have teenagers, and I have a daughter that just went off to college, so on and so forth. So if I got nieces and nephews, my parents, my family, my mom. So if I don't have no time and I got the money, then you don't really have nothing. You know what I'm saying? So by me trucking so much and working so hard, it didn't really amount to anything because I didn't have my time. So the money I did have saved up, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and jump out on this time and take a sacrifice on me. So I doubled down. I found an opportunity with the, black ops company, you want to call them, a controversial company. And I took a chance because I just knew that this would change my life. You feel me? I felt like this would give me the time. It's not about making more money. I could take a pay cut even if I had to because I have my own business. I didn't mind taking a pay cut because I knew eventually I would be building in the right direction that I wanted to build in. But the way that I work, it's hard to take a pay cut because I'm on a grind, I'm overly. And as I did this, it was just a situation like I gave them, I said, I'm not even going to trip on first 30 days. I'm like, 30 days, I don't know nothing about this, but I know 30 days. I told everybody around me, I'm going to just give it 30 days and see what's going on. This without no research. I never heard no interview. I never heard nothing about these. I didn't know nothing bad or nothing good. I didn't know nothing. I just seen what I seen. I talked to one driver on the road. I'm like, what's up with this? And he was like, don't come over here, man. Do not come over here. I got this was an old white guy I ran into in California. He was like, do not come over here. Ever since I came to this company, I've been upside down. They got me stuck. I left my company, and I'm like, nah. I'm like, what? I'm looking at the dude like he's crazy. I'm like, he probably don't run at nighttime. He probably don't be grinding. So he was like, if I barely make $2,000 a month, and I was like, what? You barely make like you can't even make $2,000 in trucking, right? That's what I said to him. There's no way you can even make $2,000 a month. You know what I mean? And so over the time, like my first 30 days, let's just go ahead and fall forward, right? So as I'm working and I'm kind of like, okay, they're going to take their fees out. I'm running nonstop though. And I can't, I don't want to black eye myself, you know what I mean? Because I don't know who listens to these podcasts or what, but I'm grinding, I'm grinding around the clock. But of course, along with other stories from other people, they are operating, not in my favor. You know what I mean? Of course, I'm not getting the assistance from my team like I should. You know what I mean? I'm not getting the assistance from my team. Hold on, I was checking the text message. But I'm not getting the assistance from my team, from the dispatch. And I'm like, okay, it's all good. So I just said, okay, I'm going to just keep going. I'm going to keep going until I'm working. And then, of course, my money was short. I'm not tripping on the money, though. Remember, I said it's my time. So I'm not tripping. But you got to remember, I'm taking care of, I have 3 children, and I take care of what's close to me. You know what I'm saying? So I invested into this opportunity. So I'm like, hey, give me some time. I'm telling everything around me, like, hey, it's going to be good. Just I need 30 days. Give me 30 days. And then the 30-day mark comes. You know what I mean? And I'm like, damn, I'm still not getting paid properly. I'm like, okay, something ain't right. Something is not. And I'm a grinder. You know what I mean? I'm one of the, if they want to call it an outlaw or whatever, you know what I mean? I'm sun up to sundown to sun up. You know what I mean? I'm going to make it go. Truck going to move at all times. You know what I mean? So, and I make that happen. You know what I mean? Without shooting myself in the foot.
Okay, so I hear you. I hear you. You're a grinder. You doing what you're doing and all like that. But still, my question to you is, why not make all this for yourself? Like, why not just go to a dealership with the money that you gave them? Why not just go to a dealership and give your money to a dealership, get the truck, and let's just say you could have leased on with them, and then you find out that it's not going your way or they don't have your interest in heart, then you could just bounce. You and your truck could just bounce and go somewhere else. But now since you went this route, you eventually put money into a truck that you can't take with you after you seeing all of the stuff that's now happening to you. Why not just go that route?
Right. Right. Well, so we'll say this. So my credit wasn't that good, right? So me not knowing my credit I never really cared about credit. I came from, entertainment. I was in the streets before that, you know what I mean, kind of, doing my thing. And I, got into trucking, you know what I mean? This was kind of something that I built a passion for, and I got into trucking. And I really wasn't concerned about that. I had more money at one point in time, of course, and I went to go buy a truck. I took like 50,000, 60,000. But I was trying to buy a brand new truck. You know what I mean? Like I was under like the assumption that I only wanted a brand new truck at one point. Now I'm not like that now after, being here and having a lease purchase deal. Like I have a different outlook on things now. But when I first got into it, I only wanted a brand new truck because I felt like if I got a brand new truck, I'm going to get like 1 or 2 years out the gate where I could just grind. You know what I mean? Like consistently without no major breakdowns, without no major nothing happening. So I took like 60,000 to a dealership, and they turned me away because of my credit. I was like in tears, you know what I'm saying? For I swear, I was trying to do everything I could, and they like didn't give me a truck. I was trying to get a brand new Freightliner or any truck, you know what I mean? Then I was trying anything I could, and they turned me away. So I never even went back to that. So when I got an opportunity, when he said, 10,000 down for a brand new, 10 to 15 down for a brand new, truck, I wasn't thinking about like, let me go back to a dealership and get something used. You know what I mean? Because of course I didn't have no 50 down. I didn't have 50,000 at this point, but I was down to my last of my savings. And I'm like, okay, boom, this is all I can do. You know what I mean? So if I can use this to get a brand new, you know what I mean? When I couldn't even get a brand new with 60,000, you know what I mean? Because my credit was that jacked up. You feel me? So when I got into it, I'm like, okay, let me just get something brand new. That way I can run. I'm not worried about anything else because I know I can run and I can save the money. You know what I mean? I'm not spending. I don't have a lot of bills. I just take care of what's near me and then I'll stack everything else. So I was looking at it from that standpoint. You know what I mean? Before. So that's when it comes to why would I go do that versus not just going. You know what I mean? And going to a lot or going and just going directly to just get a truck. Because I knew I would have to get it used. And I was wanting something brand new. Just me being spoiled, you know what I mean? Over the year, I've been driving brand new trucks. I felt like, just having the experience of brand new trucks for the company I was working for. I'm like, hey, I know what it do. And I was like, let me get myself in a brand new truck. I know what I can do. I didn't know what I can do in a used because I don't know how much money is going to be made. I don't know how that works out. Engines going down. I heard a lot of bad things about getting into a used truck, especially when you don't have the finances to back that truck up, you know what I mean, in your first 6 months or whatever they talk about. So that's why I did it the way I did it. However, that does not equate to the things that has going on with with the Black Ops company that's going on. So if you want to get into that and me tell you that.
Yeah, let's fast forward to your time there now. Like, what happened? I guess everything was good in the beginning, but now that you're in the truck, now that you're doing business with them, now that you're running, now that you started to see some of the inconsistencies, what's going on from there? Why is it going downhill?
I decided to, the long story short, they were unhappy with how I was moving. You know what I mean? I decided to move a different way with them because of how they were treating me. So I decided to go a different route that was in my favor. And they were mad about it. And they, called me. And this is after them not paying me and stuff like that. So they decided like, hey, we want to do a service on the truck. Hey, can you drop the truck off and we're going to come pick the truck up or whatever. And then we'll call you when the truck is ready.
Hold up. Wait. Hold up. Bro. You already said that you already seen that the money is messing up and you yourself like, hey, if y'all messing with my money, then I'm going to have to start doing something else different. Moving a little slow, maybe taking maybe not grinding fast enough. Yeah, you gonna tone it down a little bit because you realizing that your money is messing up. You mentioned that to them, and now they coming to you like, why don't we just come to pick the truck up so we could do a PM on it and we'll just let you when you can come back. What?
Right. Right, but I know,
bro. Nah,
at that point,
they coming to get they coming to get.
So check it though.
Go ahead.
They coming to get that truck. They coming to get that truck. So now, but that same morning, a tow truck knocked on my window. Okay. At this point, and this is after, a tow truck knocked on my window, boom, boom, boom. I'm like, boom, and actually, I was actually, supposed to go see, I was actually supposed to jump out my truck, but something told me to stay in my truck, you know what I mean? So I'm parked at the truck stop. They knock on my window. They like, hey, man, hey, oh, somebody's in there. My bad, bro. My bad. I'm like, what's up, man? I'm like, what you doing? He like, oh, no, they told me this truck been abandoned for 2 weeks.
What?
I'm like, so I'm like, who told, what? I'm like, what, who are you? So I'm like, oh, man. So I get into our car. I'm like, what's going on, man? And I'm going back and forth. And they're like, oh, man, well, let us just, oh, we didn't know nobody was in there. Like, oh, man, this is crazy. Anyways, long story short, man, the tow truck wound up leaving. They're trying to wheel and deal with me about, hopping out the truck and taking it so they can look, do whatever they want to do. And they're like, oh, but we'll call you back. You know what I mean? And let you know when to come get the truck or if we decide to give you the truck back. They're like, but more than likely, we're going to give you the truck back because, you're one of the top drivers in the company, whatever. You work different. So it shouldn't be a problem.
You're a top driver in a company, but you're not getting compensated for it, though. And for them to and for them to send somebody there on false pretenses to get the truck, man, that's red flags all the way around, bro.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
but that was the first time.
But that was the first.
That wasn't the first time.
That was the first time that you did.
First time.
Right, but that what I'm saying is that was the first time that you dealt with the first tow truck driver. You said that you dealt with several.
That was the first time I dealt with that type of tow truck. So that was like, you know what I mean? That time, I've dealt with so many now. I've dealt with maybe 5 different occasions of tow truck drivers.
What?
Running up on me, and I also dealt with. Well, before that time, let's go. The first time was the road rage incident. So the road rage incident was a situation out of Georgia. He rode up on me. I was actually, dropping somebody off and doing something. I was kind of talking to somebody. He ran up on me, and I was in my truck, and I wound up driving out. Tow truck driver tried to block me in. He started cussing me out, whatever. Like, oh, you need to jump out your truck or whatever the case may be. I'm like, who are you? What are you doing? Oh, this truck is my truck, and so I'm like, man, watch out. I just drove off. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, watch out. I just drove off, like turned in front of his truck and drove off. And he tried to slice my tires, pulled out the blade. He had the gun on him. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Right,
so he kind of like, boom.
Hold on. Why did you try to stab the tires? Why did you try to stab the tires? I did. I got you on camera. No. That's right. You pulled your black blade out. That's right here in your pocket. You pulled your blade out, and I got you on camera. I'm taking pictures of your company. That's right. Because you were trying to stab his tires, and you know you were. Now, I don't give a fuck. I got a garbage pepper too. I got one too.
So I'm like, all right, it's nothing. So he cussed out my baby mama, cussed her out. My son, my 2-year-old, or 3-year-old now.
You had people on the truck with you doing all of this?
Well, I had people outside. The truck, so they were outside the truck. So they were kind of like they were in the car. I was in my truck, but they were still there when I drove off. So they actually recorded them, you know what I mean? So they were recording the interactions that's taking place. And so I wound up taking off or whatever, like, hey, I'm going to just head to Cali. And as I'm heading to Cali or whatever, I'm going to a truck stop, but I was just heading out. And as I take off, I actually got on the highway, said my goodbyes, whatever, on the phone. I was like, hey, I'm going to just head out. I don't want to deal with no drama. I didn't know that same person wound up pulling up on me. That same tow truck driver wound up pulling up on the side of me on the highway. You know what I mean? Like, as I'm driving down, headed west, you know what I mean? That same tow truck driver pulled up on the side of me. You know what I mean?
Hold on.
I'm just, this is what this, tow truck driver is doing right here. This is what's going on here.
And he got the blower out. He got the thing out. I'm like, oh man, I'm looking like, oh no, you know what I mean? Like, whoa, like, so I'm looking like, yo, I hit the brakes, boom, you know what I'm saying? He wound up hitting the brakes on the side of me. We're in the middle of the freeway. That's where I got the footage of and stuff like that. We're in the middle of the freeway, and he's doing this on the middle of the freeway. And so of course I'm low-key spooked. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, like, what's good? You know what I mean? Like, what's the deal? Like, did they put a hit out on me or what? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? People pulling, like, I'm like, because at that point, I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, this is too much. Like, to have a lease purchase. Like, why all this though? Why is he even doing all this in the middle of a freeway? Why did he pull up on me in the first place? And as I'm moving forward, I'm like, boom, of course, he wound up jumping in front of me and cutting me off, hitting his brakes, you know what I'm saying, to a halt, to I had to hit the Jake brake. Boom. This in the middle of the traffic, though. This in the middle of the freeway. And cars flying by and everything. And that's the footage. I do have footage of it. And I just like, I don't know why. You know what I mean? It's like I got a 5-year lease purchase. I'm still in my truck right now. This is the crazy part. The police get involved, Highway Patrol, DOT, everybody gets involved. He's telling me that my truck's up for repo. They said, come get the truck. They sending information to him, false information. I'm like, but I'm still in my truck today.
Hold on. What's going on, guys? I just want to stop the video right here, right quick. If you guys made it this far into the video and you guys like what you're hearing, go ahead and hit that like button for me, bro. Hit that like button. It's free. It's free. If you made it this far into the video, man, make sure you hit that like button. It's right up under the video, man. And if you guys like more content like this, consider, okay? Y'all got two options. Well, one, but two options. You can either subscribe for the channel for more, and if you really want to rock with me and get the videos early, make sure you join the channel. All right. Shout outs to all my members of the channel that rocks with your man. Thank you very much. Now let's get back to the show. They're sending him false information, but what information they sending you pertaining to you giving up the truck? Anything?
They haven't sent me one thing to give him my truck. Not once, not one time, ever. I sent messages to every person in the company, in this Black Ops company. I sent to this controversial company. I sent messages to everybody. I sent videos. I sent messages. I sent the police report, the open case, active case that we have. They not hit me one time. They haven't responded. Every dispatch, every person I know, I got like 7 numbers. I done sent everybody everything. You know what I mean? They not responded one time.
You're under the pretense that you're good with. So just because you started to move a certain way, you kind of slowed down in the way you rocking with them is the reason they sent the recovery guys after you? Like they didn't even give you an opportunity to even bring the truck back to Illinois.
Right, that's what I told them. I told them I was going to bring it back. They like, no, don't worry about bringing it back. Like, no, we got it. So at this point, I know they're trying to take my truck. At that point, I knew they were trying to take my truck. And then once I got out there, I took a load or whatever. I took a load to Georgia. I left the trailer. I was like, hey, let me just go run around. It's the bobtails. When I start bobtailing, that's when they're trying to take my truck. You know what I mean? Like they were hoping that they could just take it with me not in it probably. But since I was in it, you know what I mean? They were forced to try to take it with me in it. I'm assuming. I don't really know either or what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Is against all guidelines, you know what I mean? Like what they're doing is just, they play bully ball, you know what I'm saying? They bully ball. They're a bully ball type of, that's what they're going to do. They're going to bully you out your truck. They're going to bully you to do what they want you to do. I get it, you know what I mean? I was okay with that coming in, but at this point, you put my life on the line, you know what I mean? At this point, you got, that's why I have the open case, and that's why, you know what I mean? I understand what they're doing. You feel me? I'm doing this for my safety at this point. So now, not just with you, but my own. I got my own platform, my own social media. I got my own people, you know what I mean? So now, just in case something does come my way, you know what I mean? My family, people know about it. Now it's an awareness thing. It's not even about just, this Black Ops, or now for me, it's all, bringing awareness to my situation. And I'm sure there's other people that's being abused, being taken advantage of, that's even not coming forward. Because I'm a person that wouldn't come forward. You know what I mean? Like, so for me, it's like, I'm going to just go behind the scenes and I'm going to go do my thing this way. But as I keep listening, I realize that, you know what, and then, you know, of course, people are telling me like, nah, it might go against, you know, any former lawsuit that you have, I mean, any lawsuit or anything like that. But I'm like, bigger than any lawsuit or anything that's illegal, taking legal action against them, it's like the awareness. You know what I mean?
That's what it's basically all about. Even though they feel that it might be showing them in a negative light, but it's still a rareness for other people to look at when they do their research. Because like you said in the beginning of our conversation, you say you ain't did no research on them. I'm sure if you have done your research, then maybe you would have went a different route. But again, you got people that's sending you guys message from controversial companies saying, hey, we could get you in the truck. You can make about $3,000 a week. You don't have to worry about this, that, and the third. You'll own your truck in a couple of years. But what they're not telling you is all the BS that you'll be going through with the company once you get in there. How to get that $3,000 a week? Well, to get that $3,000 a week, what you going to have to do? But you didn't tell me that in the beginning. You just say, hey, it's $3,000 a week. Well, what about how much I'm going to get after everything is said and done? Oh, your paycheck is going to be like
$300. I made for me to make at one time. I got $345 a week. I got a check that was $1,886, right? But they didn't even pay it to me. They didn't, like, my check was $1,886. They didn't even give it to me. This is in good standing, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like they choose, like, okay, this to pay out, well, like, and then for them to say, like you said, I never got an email. I never got one email, never got one text message, never of, oh, you violated your contract or agreement, or you did this or did that, or hey, everything is, hey, did I come to the yard? Nothing. They just start saying, oh, I abandoned my truck. Oh, you know, you did this, you did that. So then they got mad, of course, and it's been like, so now at this point, they just want to bully me. Or what you want to do? You want to put a hit out on me? What you want to do? So at this point, it turns into like, I'm going to protect myself by all means, and I'm not giving my truck back. Like the officer said, like, it's a civil matter at this point. So now it becomes, they got to get a judge involved. Now it becomes, we're going to do this shit the right way. You know what I mean? And I'm still in the 5-year lease. You know what I mean? And I'm still going to get the bag, period. So right now, I'm going to go pick up a load.
After everything that was said and done with the tow truck guy, it looked like you got an assault case against him.
Hold on!
Were y'all already in Georgia when he did all that crap?
No, he did this right here. Yeah, he did this right here. I think it's at Douglasville, right here. So. Just not safe, man. I'm not worried about. It's not. Come on, man. What are you doing? What for? It's the reason behind it. What are you doing it for? Sometimes you have reasons to do things. Sometimes, you know, it's kind of like, hey, but you're just doing it. You guys are doing it for no reason. Because if he had reason, he'll be telling you, hey, this is what I got. This is what we have. Hey, I can call my company right now. I can call, hey, then we can get this. You know what I mean? They have some. You gotta have something. Right? Not like I'm just taking somebody's truck from them, like just taking it just to take it. Yeah. Who are you? You just gonna take my truck after I pay $15,000?
With the police department.
Road rage, right? And aggravated assault.
Okay. So this is in Douglasville, Georgia. Where are you out of? You're out on the West Coast, right?
I'm on the West Coast. Yeah, I'm out of Cali, man. So I'm on the West Coast, right?
So literally, they sent somebody out there to recover the truck with you having no way in and getting back home, pretty much.
And they didn't care about how I got back home. At that point, I talked to them, and they didn't care. They just said, like, well, we don't know if we're gonna, you know, put you back in the truck or not, but, you know, more than likely we are. But let's just say you don't, though, and you weren't, and I know you weren't. But what about all my stuff in the truck? Then I got all my stuff in the truck. I'm like, so y'all just gonna take? So they're trying to take my truck, tow my truck with everything in it. They're trying to say, oh, and then as I'm driving back to the East Coast, they said when I was in another city, they like, oh, a guy called me like from Colorado or some shit. Like, hey man, what's up? I'm gonna come get the truck. I'm like, you gonna come get who truck? And he like, oh, well, are you in your truck? They said nobody's in the truck, so we're just coming. I'm coming to pick it up right now. But I'm just like, I'm in my truck, bro. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, they said it was abandoned for the last 2 weeks. So that's their story. So what they say is to the tow truck company, our truck's been abandoned, and then they send these drivers out to come get it. You know what I mean? But I never abandoned my truck not one time. I never even got out of my truck. I can't get out of my truck. I can't even get a haircut. If I get out of my truck to get a haircut, they damn near gonna tow it. So
Yeah, they come
you know
to
what I mean?
snatch that up.
If I go take a shower, it's like I've been on this, like it's been so intense. Every time I get out of my truck to go get in, to get fuel, to do anything, it's an intense push to get back to it because ain't no telling my truck gonna be out there when I come back because these are the type of games that they playing, right?
If they still got your truck on the chopping block, how are you still doing loads for them?
Listen to me, man. I told you my name was Reverse the Game, right? Didn't I tell you? So if you really want to go read those contracts, man, hey, shout out to everybody who's running for, you really need to go read your contract. If you haven't read it yet, you need to go read it. And I'm going to tell you like that. Go read your contract. Go read your agreement. They're going to hate me for that. Go read that shit. See, black people don't like to read. And a lot of people, go read that contract, man. Put it like this. I'm going to go pick up a load right now. Put it like that. I got a 5-year lease. Check me out. Police done pulled up on me with Glocks out. You know, they just pulled up, find my truck back over to me. Look it, man. We're sorry about that. You got, it's a civil matter. You know, hey, sorry about that. Me and my nephew got snatched out. You know, I'm gonna send you that footage too. We got snatched out. Sheriff Department, and they told me they was gonna do this. This controversial company told me we're gonna have the police snatch you out with guns on you. And I'm like, what's up? Like, I'm thinking like, how you gonna do that, right? Well, little do you know, a couple weeks after they said it, just like yesterday, 2 days ago, nephew? 2 days ago? So now I got my nephew, got my little rider with me, you know what I'm saying? So now, like 2 days ago, they snatched us out, police, boom, everything, blocks out, 4 o'clock in the morning, I got no shoes. I'm gonna send you all the footage, the pictures, everything. So they snatch us out, they do all this stuff, they got me in the backseat, handcuffs on, they got my nephew in the, you know, then they're like, you know what? They put the calls in, they're like, this truck isn't stolen. They said the truck was stolen. You got the agreement, you got your pay, you got everything, and they're talking about stolen from where? This is a leased truck. And so, of course, they had me sign off on it. They said, you know, they shouldn't be able to do this, you know, whatever, blah, 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 had me sign off, paperwork, all the stuff. Hey, we're sorry about that. We're sorry about that, man. We're just responding to something that they said, put in the system, da-da-da. They called and said, da-da-da, whatever. We are sorry about that. Boom. You know, sign off. Here's your truck back, da-da-da, whatever. You know what I mean? This is the type of stuff I'm going through, man. Can you imagine getting woke up out your sleep? Can you imagine getting woke up? So let me put you, you know what I mean, on the block. Can you imagine getting woke up 4 o'clock in the morning, four Glocks, you know, pulled on you, flashlights flashing into your truck, and these officers tell you don't move, you know, da-da, whatever. And I'm like, okay, like, what's going on? You know what I mean? I'm thinking like something else. Maybe something else is going on. And then all of a sudden, you in the backseat with handcuffs on, they said, well, you know, this is a stolen truck. You in a stolen truck, da-da, whatever. I'm like, damn. And so, but then after everything's said and done, the officers are apologizing, saying, hey, look, man, we're apologizing because we were under the, you know, they said this. They said that this truck was stolen, and they didn't say it was a leased truck, something had, you know, they didn't say nothing about that. They just said this was a stolen truck, so we're responding to a stolen truck. You know what I mean?
So your best advice to any and everybody that signs off on that lease agreement to make sure they read that lease agreement, because it sounds as though you found the loophole, bruh.
Listen, man, I'm parked. I'm getting text messages right now. I'm about to go pick up my trailer. You feel me? And I'm finna go ahead to go pick up this load while I protect myself at every truck stop, protect myself as I do it, because I don't know what I'm going up against on that side, because I know they some big boys. But what I do know is that, you know, where we come from, you know what I mean? You don't just move when they say dance. You know what I mean? We've been got away from that shit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. What I am going to do is stand up for my people. You know what I mean? Read those contracts and agreements. Read everything. Read 1.1 all the way through. Just read it. Just take your time and read what you got, all right? And do everything that you need to do for your lease. I got a 5-year lease, so I'm going to do everything I need to do. I'm going to make my money. I'm going to take care of my family and take care of myself. You know what I mean? If anything comes my way, that's why I'm getting on here, and I'm going to get on other platforms. I'm going to, you know, approach the right things I need to do so I'm protected. You know what I mean? If you don't, you know, you don't stand for something, you're going to die for it. You know what I'm saying? You got to stand for something. You know what I mean? Out here. So don't just roll over. Don't just fold because the pressure get on you. You know what I mean? You got to stand for something. That's the only way we're going to move forward. You know what I mean? As our people. And I'm saying this for our people. I love all my people, but I'm saying this because this is an attack on our people. I don't know what everybody's going through, but I do see what I see. When I came in there, it was 99% my kind. You know what I mean? And everybody, most people, I'm not a SAP driver. My record is clean. Everything about me is clean. Like I told you, I walked away. So I'm not one of the ones where they can say, oh, we're just going to get over. They looking at it. They're used to just getting over because people they can't say anything. They can't do anything. And I want people to take this. And if they hear this, and this is any company, though, this is anything, any job, anywhere, like don't just fold when the pressure get on you. It don't matter because I'm going to die for what I believe in. That's straight up. Like I respect the Tupacs, the Nipsey Hussles. You know, I respect everybody that came before me, the Muhammad Ali's, you know what I mean? I respect anything that stands for something, you know what I mean? So I'm just saying this, I love trucking. It's in my blood now, you know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing bigger. My nephew be laughing. He be like, dang, man, like you really be trucking, huh? You really be doing this. And I'm like, yeah, because when I do something, I do it 1,000%. I do it 1,000%. I want you to know that I love your podcast, and I hope that this brings awareness because what you're doing, I don't know. They might be mad, like, oh, because people are talking or people are saying things about their company or about whatever companies or whatever's going on. But what you're doing, bro, is this shit's gonna blow. Like what you just in the beginning of your stage, you don't even know what you're doing. I don't even think you know how big your platform is. This is only the beginning. I'm not doing nothing against them. I'm not mad at them. You know what I mean? I've been in 1,000 worse situations. But what they're doing to me is they think that I'm just one more victim that they got. One more person they just gonna step on. The difference is I'm not gonna go away. You know what I mean? Like I'm here forever. You feel me? And when I say I'm here forever, that's why I decided to get on this podcast. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do my part as long as I breathe. You get me? So when I say shout out to all the truckers, shout out to everybody that's grinding, shout out to everybody that's being abused or being taken advantage of in any work industry, but mainly in the truck industry, y'all got to stand up. Don't fold. Look at your contracts if you're in a lease purchase, especially with Black Ops Company. Look at your contracts, look at your agreements, read through them, highlight the things that stand out that you didn't think that you knew. You'll know. Highlight them and move forward with that. You know what I'm saying? Once you move forward, that's contract. It's under the contract that they gave you that you signed off on. And understand that and know that moving forward. All right, that's all I want to give while I'm on here. But I'm going to get you the footage, bro. I'm going to get you more footage. I got pictures and footage and stuff like that. So I'm going to get you everything so you have that with this, you know what I'm saying? And you can kind of do your thing with it. But I'm going to get you everything. And like I said, I'm not against them. I'm going to take the proper channels. But when I tell you, man, this shit is like the worst experience. I can't even sleep. My nephew was in the truck with me because I couldn't sleep. He was like, you know, I'm like, I can't go to sleep because every time I wake up, there's a tow truck in front of me. I can't run into the get fuel or take a shower because, you know, like I'm going to come out, my truck is towed. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, at least with somebody in it, he could say, hey, you know, these tow truck is here. Or he could talk to the tow truck driver without them hooking up or whatever the case may be. That's why I have him with me. Of course, he a rider at that. You know, we going to hold our own. But at the same time, you know what I mean? I just want to bring awareness to the situation. You can definitely.
This is a great conversation, man. I appreciate you coming on, sharing your story with us, man. Yeah. Much success to you, and stay safe out there, man. Because I know that they still got the recovery team still coming after you, no matter where you at. As far as the fuel goes, though, and the e-logs, because the e-logs is attached to them, right? But the fuel, how are you just getting fuel out of your?
I never been attached to them. I never been attached to them e-log or fuel. I mean, you know, I did everything like separately. So, I've been more separate. I never been on e-log at all. I said I do it like separate. You know, I do it different. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I do it. When I tell you I'm a real outlaw, I'm a real outlaw. I do it there. I've never been, so it's different over here. You know what I mean? But you know, it's different. So, but at the same time, I'm not. I don't know, man. It's just like I said. I something in me I didn't want to call. I'm like I've been listening, but I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that because But I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, you don't know who's going to walk through those doors and get a truck or get a lease purchase, and they may need this, you know what I'm saying? Or somebody may have been there 2 years ago or something like that. That kind of like, he a rider, you know, he might be somebody who's like went through something worse than I did, but he's kind of like, nah, I'm going to just stay quiet, or I'm not going to do this. He has grounds. You have grounds to stand on. So don't feel like because you macho or you a rider, you went to jail, or you did time, or and you feel like, oh, you running for this company, you know what I mean? Like I'm tough as they come, you know what I mean? I come from it, you know what I mean? But at the same time, my nose is clean, and like I said, I'm not a staff driver, you know what I'm saying? Everything about me in this part of the business is like A1, so I'm giving this off, and even the people who are not along those lines and just a straight square, or they just do this and this is all they have, don't feel like, they could just do whatever and say whatever, not pay you, take from you, threaten you, abuse you, leave you disgruntled, and so on and so forth, and you can't do nothing about it because you can. So reverse the game. That's my Instagram personally. So, you know what I mean? That's who I am. You know what I mean? Reverse the game. And when I say reverse the game, that's taking a chance or who you are and doing things the best way that you know how. You know what I mean? Until you get it right. So that's what reverse the game is. You know what I mean? So that's who I am. And that's the only thing to do is to do it the right way, the best way you know how until you get it right. You know what I'm saying? Do the research. Always do your research. You know what I mean? And always keep a balance. You know what I'm saying? To take care of yourself. That's the only way to go. You know what I mean? So when I'm doing this, it's part of my balance right now. So talking to you is part of my balance. This has nothing to do with nobody else. My mama, my children, my family, the homies, you know what I'm saying? This is a part of my balance in order for me to wake up tomorrow and to look myself in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? So this is why, I reached out. People might think, oh, maybe you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I reached out because this was part of who I am. You get it? So shout out to everybody one more time. Stay focused. Keep your blinders on. Read your agreements. If you're any lease purchase across the board, you might be thinking a podcast host, no, he just talking, or this is what he does for fun. But I'm telling you, I don't know this man. I don't know him. I appreciate his platform. Shout out to, let me not say that. But shout out to Controversial Company. Shout out to Black Ops Company, because I appreciate to give anybody an opportunity. However, you're gonna pay for anything that you cross, or anybody. You cross somebody, you're gonna pay for it. That's just the world we live in. So if you play ball like that, I'm gonna protect myself at all times, and I hope every other driver protect yourself at all times, whatever that may be. So you coming at me, I'm gonna protect myself, and I hope every other driver protects themselves, you know what I'm saying, from the top to the bottom. And I look forward to, doing my thing, staying on the road and staying safe. But God bless everybody out there.